What's up, guys? On today's episode of Bourbon Budz, we've got our very special friends in Silver Dose here with us today.
Silver Dose.
Woo! So we wanted to do this episode as a celebration. So we've been in this music industry for about 5 years now, a little over 5 years. And from day one, we actually linked up with our brothers in Silver Dose. And we have been along for the ride with each other ever since. So in case you don't notice, them guys, our local band, actually went out to Nashville, and we were nominated for a Rock Album of the Year, and we won it at the Grand Ole Opry. The commitment I made was if we won an award, William Larue Weller was getting busted. Here it is. So we're not going to get too in-depth on the William Larue Weller. What we will tell you, it's 2023 year. It's 133.6 proof, and we know it's weeded. That's all we know. That's all we need to know. We wanted to share this celebratory pour with our friends in Silver Dose who have been along for the ride since day one, and this celebration is not just for us, it's for all of us. So, cheers. Support local music, baby.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
You deserve it. Salud.
So, before we dig into this, we're going to talk about what we do as local bands. So, guys, we're going to talk about a little more about the bands than we are about the bourbon today. So, Jordan, I want you to tell us who you guys are and what you guys do.
So, we are a three-piece power trio. We are Silver Dose, blending a little bit of different musics from here and there. We got Guz coming from Brazil. Ricky, you're from Metairie or something like that?
Living in Metairie.
Some shit like
Metairie-ish. I'm out in Baton Rouge. And, yeah, you know, I'm going to go ahead and let Ricky finish that one. Who are we, Ricky?
Who are we?
Who are we?
I don't know.
What makes Silver Dose Silver Dose?
So we're working on what? We're working on new music.
That's
Recording
right.
some new music with Ross. That's coming out soon. Pretty soon. First one we're dropping. We just recorded some vocals, guys.
We just,
Already
we're already dead. We
Already
just
dead.
did the vocals
Already
on
dead.
that.
By the way, I actually got to hear that song performed live by these guys, and
Yeah.
this
It's
is by
pretty
far,
good.
by far my favorite song that they do to date.
Yeah, if you
My
haven't
favorite.
got to hear it yet, you definitely need to go. When it comes out, you need to get it. I promise you, you will not regret that.
Yep.
Very powerful. Very bass forward. Very a lot of drive, a lot of distortion on it. Just something that
Gives you a little breakdown.
Yeah.
Makes you want to throw chairs and punch people and mosh, and it's great.
all while being catchy because the chorus is pretty catchy
It is,
too.
it
I'll
is.
find myself at work
It is.
humming the little melody
Right.
from time to time.
So I want to highlight on something you guys said a second ago is you're recording this album with Ross Johnson.
Yes.
For those of you guys that know us, Ross is our sound man. Ross is our producer. Ross is actually accredited for producing the album of the year, Delusions. So what's it been like recording and having Ross produce music for you?
Dude, Ross he's probably one of the coolest guys I know. Definitely very knowledgeable. He's got all the right equipment. Got a good ear for everything.
Ross is the man.
He's the
And
man.
didn't
He
y'all,
is.
like
good, man.
in previous albums, y'all did actually have Ross do some work for y'all before, right?
So before we released Slander, we worked with Ross to do how many 5, 6 singles?
It was 5 singles, if I'm not wrong. It wasn't except the first one, Nola.
That's right.
Those first singles, besides Nola, before the album, were all recorded by Ross and produced by Ross. And this time we are excited, like working with him back, because now we have, like, he ran sound the way he does for them guys, but he ran sound for us a bunch of times, so he knows the new music. He have heard the new music live, and we already work like tweaking our tones and everything for this live show. So Ross he's already part of this process even before we say like, hey Ross, let's do this.
That's right.
He was already on board with the sound and talking about the songs and discussing things. So we are glad to be back working with Ross and excited for the new productions that we are doing. Is actually we talk about this first single, but we have a couple more done, and you know, in Ross's studio like almost every week, like bothering him and getting him to
So eventually it'll be
stuff.
a full studio album.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the thing.
yeah.
That's the
So, and that's one of the things that you guys are doing a little different than what we do. You know, everybody talks about in 2024, we release a couple singles, maybe an EP, and everybody typically does it one song at a time.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck it, here's an album. But, and I'm not saying that. So we're currently recording with Ross now too on album number 4. You think we can give them a taste of what the name of the album is? Because we've been soaking on this for a little while. I think today might be the day.
Okay.
So Them Guys album number 4 will be titled Perfect Genocide. And if you know, you know.
Yep.
So we do plan to release a couple singles, maybe a couple music videos. We're getting in high gear to be ready for the 11th annual Josie Music Awards because we plan to be there next year. But Ross is doing our album as well. And that goes to show you the multi-talented side of Ross. I mean, he's working with multiple bands. This man is building guitars. He's a Luther. Like, what? He's
And then he's got a job with the security,
and
right?
he owns
Got
he owns a security business. I don't know what. I don't think he sleeps at night. But the truth of the matter is he is a big contributing factor in what we do all as local musicians. And what really helps us is we play a lot of shows together. I mean, here lately we haven't been playing as much together. We've been kind of on a hiatus, but man, for 5 years we've probably played 20, 25 shows together.
I mean, at the very least, yeah.
Yeah,
At least,
we've
yeah.
played a ton of shows together. I mean, and Ross has been running sound for us for a little over 2 years now, and Ross ran sound for them before. I mean, this is, it's a partnership. We all in this together.
Hopefully, we can drag them along to the
Josie.
11th Josie Awards.
Josie's, if you're watching, make sure you check out Silverdose. We're going to make sure Silverdose is ready for you next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you like them guys, wait to hear us.
Wait till you hear Silverdose.
Exactly.
So, look, before we get any further, guys, we've got this very special pour. We are honored to have you guys here to have this celebratory pour with us. Thank y'all for spending the last 5 years with us. And we look forward to 50 more with you guys.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Thank y'all for being.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you. And
Guys
cheers.
and Ross, congratulations.
Cheers.
Guys, this is William Larue Weller, 2023.
Jordan's like,
It's a little burny, but it's not like the flavor's good.
It's good.
It's over 130 proof.
Yeah.
So.
yes.
133.6.
On the front end, it's sweet. On the back end, it's got some fire.
Breathing like a dragon. See, and that's what I like.
Definitely.
That's how I like to feel. I like to feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the burn too.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel the burn, but it's different. It's not just like that alcohol that just like
Right.
hurts.
Well, so for the people that don't
Also-
know, William Larue Weller
Put this in your
is
gas
known
tank.
for weeded bourbon. So weeded bourbon statistically is a little sweeter than the rest. Where this bottle differs from most of the weeded bourbon is this is the high end. I mean, this is about a $150 bottle MSRP. Secondary starts out about $1,700 to $2,000. And if you find it, good luck buying it for just that because you're not going to find it. I was fortunate enough to win it in a raffle. A huge shout out to Don's Country Store. Dula, appreciate you, brother, because I love this bottle. But yeah, so we're doing this pour. This pour is very special to us. Actually, we got together when we came back from the Josies and we did the initial pour because that was our commitment. But we decided we wanted to do this with you guys. And we know we don't have the whole band with us. But, guys, we've been through a lot of stuff together in these last 5 years.
Sure have.
I mean, we've seen COVID. We've played through COVID. We have
When
watched.
we met.
We
Right.
we
We
gave
met
we
while
gave
we
each other COVID.
Yeah, we gave each other COVID.
Probably at some point. Yeah.
But the truth is, we've been through trials and tribulations, never in negative manners. It's always been positive because that's what we believe in. We believe in teamwork. We believe in team building. What's good for me is good for you, and let's work together to make it happen. I actually remember making the connection with Ricky, with Jordan and Guz, back at Shenanigans. What was that? Our very first show with the Insomnius album.
Yep.
That was our Insomnius, right before our Insomnius release
Yeah.
party. And that's what, at least 2 years.
At least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
At least.
So, I mean, yeah, because Delusions have been out for a little over a year, and Insomnia's got released in 2021. So, yeah, it's at least 2 years.
Yeah.
But, that's how intertwined we are as a group. We try to do as much stuff together as we can. One of the big factors in all of this stuff is supporting local. We don't just say that because we're local bands. Obviously, local bands have the capability of making some more reach. It's about supporting local in general. T3 Treasures and Gifts is local, is one of our friends. We buy these bourbons from Bayou Side Liquor in Thibodaux, from Don's Country Store. We buy these things from these local businesses because they support us, we support them. That's how the economy thrives in the local communities. So it's all about supporting local. We are just fortunate as them guys and as some local guys in St. James that we have got a tremendous local community.
We really do too.
A
A lot of variety.
Pretty strong.
lot of
Man,
different
it's
people.
strong.
Local community is strong.
And you can't go to a Silverdose show without the Silverdose family. They have a Silver Dose family following
A little entourage with us.
everywhere they
Oh,
play.
same with you guys.
Yeah,
I mean, and it goes, and
their
most of our fans are
their
yours, and most of your
yeah,
fans are
yeah,
A lot
ours.
of
and
Chris
vice
Ross.
versa.
versa.
The fans of family.
It works out good.
That's right. So when we get to
Fans
play a
of
them
family.
guys Silver Dose show,
It's just a good time.
it's just a great
It's
time.
just
every
a
time.
good
It's a great time, yeah, absolutely.
You know, we've got a lot of intertwinings together in what we do. And it just so happens that not only do we hang out, not only do we drink bourbon together, not only do we party together, go to each other's shows, we play shows together. We have the same sound man. We have we're the same guy recording our music. I mean, that's how intertwined we are. So we're now alumni at the Josies, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that these guys are out there getting nominated next year with us. We want to be nominated, and we want everybody in our circle to be nominated. It's an experience of a lifetime, and I promise you, we're going to do whatever we can to get you guys nominated.
They got a few sayings out there that, like iron sharpens iron, rising tides raise all ships. And that's what we feel we need to do with everybody in
That's
this
right.
local community.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a village, and we've got a great village. And I think everything is finally starting. It's been a little while now. You know, we've talked about our pros and cons over the years about the local music scene and stuff like that. But
Come together.
I'm starting to see improvements here in the last 6 to 8 months. I'm starting to see better venues picking up shows. I'm starting to see some of the money come up a little bit. To be honest with you, that's always been a hindrance. I'm starting to see more people going out, more people supporting the local acts. And look, that's what it takes, guys. We do all this shit for you guys. You out there, I'm pointing at you. We do it for you. No different than this Bourbon Budz podcast. We do this for you, for your enjoyment. We love it, but we want you to love it too. And the fact is, we have seen an incline here recently, and that's huge. And it's in the right direction. We needed to keep going in that direction. Because if you're not coming out, we're playing to nobody.
I'm sorry, we laughing at Jordan. Every time he takes a sip, he's like,
It's awful. I love it.
That is not apple juice. What the hell is this? So
The more you drink it, the less offensive the burn is.
Yeah.
that's when the third sip is the best.
Yeah.
sip.
So
Every
yeah, I
sip.
think that was
third
about
sip
third
is
or fourth.
The
Like
third sip is always whatever the third sip is. That's how you are gonna feel about what you're drinking.
It's
Nope.
funny you say it's not apple juice. I kind of feel like some hint of apple.
it's
You know-
sweet. It's got that
Yeah,
sweetness.
now the
That's
second and
that
third
cinnamon,
sip.
too.
You
Yeah.
get that
There's a
little
little
hint.
cinnamon
Strong
in there.
cinnamon.
Yeah.
So that's what when I taste the
Strong
high
cinnamon.
proof Weller stuff like the Antique 107. That's what I get. I get some of the cinnamon.
Yep.
I get a little bit of that sweet. And being just weeded, it's typically really sweet. But this bottle in particular is one of the most unique bottles that is offered by the Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's part of the Antique Collection. This gets released with Thomas Handy. This gets released with George T. Stagg, and it gets released with Eagle Rare 17 year. And for all of you that know anything about bourbon, that is the elite selections in bourbon. So I'm very honored to have this bottle, and I'm more honored to share this pour with you guys.
Happy to be here.
I'm
This
happy
is-
to be
yeah.
here, man.
So tell me this: what are we looking like time frame wise? When can we expect the first single to get released? Roughly. Don't narrow it down to a date.
This was
Give me-
on
give me a
you,
time frame.
brother.
So we wanna release this single. We really like this song, so we wanna release with a music video, which is in talks already. So I don't know yet because we haven't shot the music video.
I
yet,
believe,
but
just personally, that is a good idea.
Yes.
yeah, we wanna. You talked earlier about like dropping an album and stuff. We did that before, and we don't have an album recorded yet, so we are doing it like different and kind of like we did
I think
before.
that's cool.
I'm not gonna say a date to answer the question because we are working on the video and we haven't had the final master yet
Right.
of the song because this past week we recorded some backing vocals. There's like a gang vocals that we recorded, like 3 of us changing together, and it really adds a lot to the song.
So the safe bet is probably, let's say, earliest is first quarter of 25. Earliest.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Definitely not
absolutely.
before the first of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the elements, and I'm glad you brought that up, one of the elements that I notice, when it comes to recording is we're also active bands. So them guys are forced to take breaks throughout the year for John's turnarounds. Works out perfect. He's got outages 5 to 6 weeks at a time. We can't play. It gives us time to sit down and write and focus to where we're not out on the road. We're not practicing our sets and rehearsals. We're in the garage. We're jamming. We're writing. So pushing out 8 to 10 songs in 6 to 8 weeks is really not a huge deal for us. That's our focus. Versus when you stay active,
Yeah.
it's really hard to say, hey, aside from practicing on this week, we're going to get together and we're going to write. It changes the element.
We waited a lot just to have like a window of time to get to Ross's studio and record,
Right.
because we were playing like every weekend at some point, like for a long time. And when we were not, we were like, okay, next show is like a longer set, so we
Right.
had to also find a spot in our schedule to rehearse like a different set and rehearse the
Right.
song that you're gonna record, the new stuff.
It just becomes a lot. But you know, I respect in either direction. We've talked about doing full album. We've talked about doing an album and an EP. We've talked about doing 3 or 4 singles. We've talked about doing it in multiple ranges. I think our biggest hindrance is the amount of time frame we get in a year to be able to record, get together. We try to get together and hammer it out.
Right.
So for you guys' case, who do you plan on having shoot your music video?
So we worked with Tooth and Nail before for headlines. Shout out to Tooth
What up,
and
Tooth
Nail.
and Nail?
Yeah.
George Crespo directed it and recorded it and edited. He's amazing. And we are in the talks with him again to do.
Awesome. Yeah, he did a great job.
He
of
did do a
headlines.
great
Yeah,
job.
because it's something that we've been talking like for a
Yeah.
long time. Like me and him, like he always reached out to me. And I recently went to see a show in Mississippi and I met him there and we were like, man, we gotta do that. We
Right.
gotta do it. And I was like, I'm about to send you the song. I don't have the vocals yet because I wanted him to listen to the song and have like his idea as well. But he did a great job for headlines and
He did. I got to give him credit. That was a great video.
yeah.
Thank
You
you.
mentioned that you when you play Push Away, you remember being plugged. For headlines, I think about the music video, but the experience of recording, we shot like on a Friday night in New Orleans in a rooftop, like on a parking lot building downtown New Orleans, and I remember we shot for many hours all the band playing scenes and drones and all the cameras and we did that for a long time, many hours, and it was like close to 2 o'clock already in the middle of the night, and we say, let's do the running scenes or we are gonna just drop it and do it another day. And say like, man, we it's so hard to make it happen
Right.
You know,
sometimes.
I'm watching the video. I'm watching
Yeah.
y'all running. I'm like, look at my friends. Look, they so badass running and doing all this cool stuff. Like, I'm like, man,
That was the last thing we shot. We were
it gives you that
exhausted.
visual. Like, I don't see y'all doing that. So, and then I'm seeing y'all doing that. I'm like,
Holy shit.
badass, like awesome.
And what I was saying is like it was almost like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were tired, but we say like, oh, let's do it. We just have to run and run a lot. And George say like, you cannot like pretend you're running. You gotta run
Yeah.
like for real.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and he was running after us and using like a skateboard. He's all figured out.
That's awesome.
And Jordan say like, I'm gonna be the first, and Jordan was tired.
I was so
And then
tired.
Yeah.
like this, he got up and he ran so
Second
fast.
one.
I think I said to
that
him,
I look at Ricky and I say like, how are we gonna go over that? I was afraid Jordan was kind of like pooped out, like
No, I was too.
and
The
he
amount
got
of-
up and like ran so much, so hard, and the acting was so good, and say like, damn, now we got a problem, Ricky.
Yeah, it'd be
the
like that.
willpower that it took.
The littlest
so
guy
mentally
is,
draining.
is running faster than
Well,
everybody else.
what it is,
Go
is
with
them
them
steps
stuff.
go real fast, and it makes you look much more energetic.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and y'all don't know about this, but later on, after we did the running, he wanted to do some more running scenes.
yeah.
But he strapped these like
this shit to
this
us,
thing
man.
to our chest, so this
Heavy,
camera
yeah.
was looking at us, kind of
Yeah.
like a POV sort of running.
Bad Boys for Life type point of view and
Yeah.
shit.
I don't know what he did for y'all, but he strapped the ever living fuck. I mean, he's pulling on it and squeezing me. Swear to God, I thought I broke a rib or something. To the point where, like 2 to 3 weeks after, I still felt like the constriction. I was like, my organs got rearranged or
still-
something. That
you
thing.
still
Was,
had it
and
strapped
then
to
we
you.
didn't use any of the footage from the freaking face cams. He was just like, yeah,
Yeah,
it didn't
you-
come up.
you-
The
you know,
camera was all
you know that-
shaky.
Yeah, and it's
Sometimes
a
it works,
3 minute
sometimes it
song.
don't.
It's
Right.
a little bit over 3 minutes. So
Probably
So look, I think you guys are making a great decision going with Tooth and Nail again. He did an incredible job on
He
headline.
did.
So we're actually going to shake it up on our music videos. I'll break one of the things that we do plan to do. So you guys got to listen to us perform "Son of a Sinner" for the first time.
man,
we
that
did.
was good.
It's good.
Yeah.
So we're going to actually do a music video for "Son of a Sinner." But we do intend to shoot another music video, and we got to give a shout out, a shameless plug to our brother with Spade Image, Gene Broom. We're going to let Gene do our music videos from here on out. No disrespect to the guys that did our music video before, but Gene has been our A1 since day one. And we talk about supporting local. We talk about supporting your people. We got to support our people. And Gene is one of the biggest supporters on the Gulf Coast. Guy wants to shoot us. Gene, you get to do whatever you want to do, brother. We in.
He's a great photographer.
Yeah.
Gene's
Oh, yeah.
Gene is one of the best.
Gene
Gene is the best in the business on the coast, I believe, in photography.
When you mention about the scene rising and everything, there's a lot of people doing this, like taking pictures, like professional pictures. I would like to send a shout out to Priority Media as
Adam.
well.
Absolutely.
Adam,
Hey, Adam.
Adam, it's amazing.
Adam's
He
on it,
did
man.
like live videos that he posted of Silver Dose, do playing shows for them guys and so many other bands, and also an amazing photographer. You know, everybody that you know they put so much time into like making people listen and watch us.
That's right.
That's correct.
And so sometimes they are like in the you know, they're in front of the stage like kneeling down on the floor trying to get
And look-
pictures and videos, and they are like one of the most important parts in this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and as Gus is saying, all these people are doing this for the love of the music,
Yeah,
for the
for
love of
sure,
the
yeah,
scene. These people are not getting paid to do this. Now, sometimes, you know, they do get reached out and paid to do
Yeah,
certain things.
whenever we make enough money to be able to have gas money to get home, we throw it to them.
Yeah,
But, you know, we
majority
go-
of the time, that's what they do.
It goes unspoken about so much. But I tell you what, good way to bring that up. We're going to talk about all these guys. We want to start with Mr. Billy McDonald with Rock and Review. You are the man.
He is awesome.
Adam Tomplay with Porosity Media. You are the fucking man.
Yeah.
Gene Broom with Spade Images. You are the man. Granger, coming when y'all did y'all.
Oh yeah,
album.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yes.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, look, there are so
Great
many.
photography. By the way, we are
Highly
going back
professional.
to do more
Highly
pictures, like
professional.
like
He
band
did
pictures with him.
incredible work.
He's amazing.
Holly Borden just came off a tour with Shallow Side. Holly Borden has shot so many local bands. Samantha Overby
Yep.
shoots out of the juke joint a lot for like Dirty 30 Fest. These people do incredible deeds for all of us little people. We are the little people, and we're okay with being the little people because we've got that big of a support system with all these people. But you know, we want to give a big shout out to all of these people for being a part of this scene and putting every ounce of effort forth to make it better for us. We appreciate everything you do. We love each and every one of you guys. We do not, it never goes unnoticed. We don't give you enough credit, and that's our fault. We apologize. You guys are incredible. You are the real MVPs.
It goes beyond that to the media outlets.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know,
The Sound 228, Full Circle Entertainment, Massive Media, the GCMA, which we were supposed to have the GCMA on the show a couple weeks ago, and look, our schedules are just tough. Amanda Myers,
Crescent City Gumbo.
Crescent
With
City
the-
Gumbo,
Dominic.
Don.
Yeah, with
Man,
Dominic.
these guys, you guys are all incredible. And look, without what you do, we can't do what we do. We appreciate the fuck out of all of you.
Nicole
Thank
Bright
you so much.
with-
Nicole Bryce with a
Mixed
mixed
alternative.
alternative.
Joshua is also doing like posts like this smoke
Yeah,
thing,
Josh
you know,
Webb.
his new AI.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
JW.
yeah.
He
That's
JW,
the Smoke
he has
Signal series.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
He has different pages that he's doing like interviews and giving like shout outs and reviews about the band and,
right.
stuff. This is pretty cool.
And just here recently, our very own lead guitar player Ben has a
That's right.
Uncle Ben.
Go check out
Uncle
Uncle
Ben.
Ben's R&R
Yeah.
sound
You
check.
know.
yeah.
So another one that we don't,
Steve
you know,
Noyes.
one of the things we don't, Steve
Yeah,
is huge
Steve
in
Noyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stephen
With
Noyes,
all of
yeah,
our stuff.
with
was
Radio
internet
House
radio.
Studios.
W3Z Radio.
thank you.
Yes,
that
Mike-
interview both
Mike
of
and
us,
John.
Mike
For
and
that.
John.
We don't talk
Yeah,
about all of
awesome.
you guys enough, but the one thing that
So
we
many
kept,
people.
we don't talk about
It is a
enough,
lot of
It's a
people.
lot of people.
it
There's
is.
so many people.
It's
As
a-
you
it's a
start
village.
naming them, you start you remembering the
You
ones that
realizing-
you
Yeah, I'm
forget
already
about.
feeling bad because I
Right,
know
yeah.
I'm not gonna remember
Building
every
empire.
single person.
That's it.
But
Look, let me put it to you
Well-
this way. The one that we don't talk about enough, none of us do, is the venues. Because understand, we've lost so many venues as local bands, original bands. You know, we started out 5 years ago with double the venues we have available today. But I can tell you, there are some venues that deserve some significant recognition. First, we're going to start out with Dom saying, you know what, he's got a dream. He's got Crescent City Gumbo. He wants to bring out Studio 2 for us local bands. That's what it's about. Huge shout out to Dom with Crescent City Gumbo. We want to highlight the Hitch in Ponchatoula, who
love
has
the
been
Hitch.
A1 since
love
day
the
one to
Hitch.
our local music scene.
Everybody
We want to shout out Twist the Lime in Metairie. Thank you so
I
much
do like
for
the
staying
lime.
through.
I like twist.
One of the bigger ones that we don't ever really, you don't hear a whole lot about because they're not really into rock music. Southern Rhythm Venue in Denham Springs, who actually let us come in there and do our own thing,
Awesome
and
spot.
was absolutely incredible.
That spot's
Oh,
incredible.
yeah.
It is.
I lost my in-ears there.
Right?
You did.
But
Shout
God,
out-
what a great show that was.
Shout out to places
It
like
was
the
worth
Hot
it,
Spot.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, the Hot Spot in Gulfport, the
Oh,
Juke
yeah.
Joint in Ocean Springs. We lost the cannery. It sucks. But, you know, there's so many venues that are letting us come in. Harvey's Cypress Inn in Chag Bay. M2 in Chag Bay. Zena's Place in Thibodeau. You guys are the goats.
Crossing bar.
The Crossing Bar. Yeah, you guys are the goats. Without you guys, we don't get to do what we're doing. And you know what? You're giving us a place
Southport.
to release.
Southport Hall.
Southport Hall.
man.
Absolutely. I mean, look, there's so many places. Shenanigans pull some through every now and then. But another shout out.
Still Babylon.
Babylon. Huge shout out to Babylon for
Still
supporting the
Babylon.
local scene.
Support Babylon.
Look, guys, it takes a village. And all of these people that we've mentioned, including the ones we didn't mention, huge game changers in this scene. Without these people, we're not sitting here talking about what we get to do. And if you don't think it makes a difference,
Thank y'all.
we are nobody. And this came out of being affiliated with each and every one of you guys. We appreciate you guys. This award goes out to everybody we've got to work with in 5 years that let us be who we are and let us do what we wanted to do. And we are forever grateful for all of you guys for letting us do that, for being a part of that.
We plan to have y'all win this award
That's
in
right.
years to come.
That's right. So look, we can sit here and shout out all the bands. We can shout out all the venues. Here's the fact. Everybody that knows us knows we're all in this together. We are one big happy fucking family, despite what a couple people like to say. Fuck them. Because look, we are genuinely one big happy family, and I think this is one way to show that this is how we like to celebrate each other. We celebrate each other's victories as if they're our own, because in some way, shape, or form they are. You know, this victory is just as much as Guz's as it is ours. He's been here since day one. Guys, did you enjoy the pour?
That was good.
Man.
It
Amazing.
was good.
It was a rough start, but I actually
I
really
do
liked
like
it.
I have one problem with it.
It's empty.
That's it.
That's a good point.
Didn't have enough.
Well, you know, there wasn't $100 a shot.
Yeah, that's right. That's perfectly fine.
Yummy.
Amazing.
Well, so before we close this out, if there's something that you guys want to tell everybody out there in the public,
we love you.
We love you.
We love you guys.
And hang out with us. That's all for y'all. We just
It's all
wanna have
about
a good
the
time.
love. It's
Come
all
out, hang
about-
out with us.
This isn't a competition, man. No one's better than the other.
Yep.
We're all just
well,
trying to
except
have
Jordan. Jordan is definitely better than all of us.
Well, I
We
mean,
know that.
yeah.
This
but
guy.
We know that.
He is. He is. Look, y'all look up Silver Dose on all social media platforms, Facebook,
All
Instagram.
streaming. Hey, go
All-
check them out
yep.
on Apple Music, Spotify, all streaming platforms.
Download their songs, like it, get out to a venue, go to shows, get out there.
That's the most
Good
important part. Go to the shows. Where's the next show, guys?
Twist of
Twist of
Line,
Line.
November
Yeah.
16th. I don't know when this episode is going on air, but November 16th, we are gonna
Yeah, we
be
can put it
playing.
there.
It's three-piece bands. It's gonna be Ending, Us, and Pirate.
Pirate. Oh,
I
I love it.
I
I
love
love
both of
Pirate.
them.
It's
Actually.
Pirate
Y'all
as
gotta come
well.
out.
yeah.
Show up
you
for
did
this.
well.
Let's go.
We actually got a show November 16th.
Yeah, so
also.
we won't be able to make it because
So we
we'll
won't be
be
able to make it.
we're gonna do our shameless plug. We're playing the Winter Storm at the Juke Joint in Ocean Springs with Post Profit, Messer, New Dilemma, Steven, and yours truly, them guys. So unfortunately, we can't be in two places at one time.
If we could, we would.
But if you're in Metairie, make sure you're at Twist of Lime on November 16th. If you're in Biloxi, Ocean Springs, Gulfport area,
We'll see
you
them.
better be hitting the Juke Joints. I promise you don't want to miss that one. Guys, it has been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for being here and doing this with us.
Thank you for having
You
me.
know, aside from enjoying you guys' company, you know, we love bourbon and there's no better honor to sit down with our friends and share these type of things. Do you think we're going to get to see you guys at the Josie's with us next year?
Oh, for sure. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna will it. We're gonna
We're
plan
gonna
it.
wish this to be.
I
Oh,
know.
manifest. We
Manifest.
manifested it.
Happen.
And look, if y'all
Manifest.
wonder how we
Tell
did it,
the
we
universe.
manifested that
We
shit.
speak it into existence.
We,
And
we,
we're gonna
we
speak it into
manifested that shit. I'm
Silver
just letting
Dose
y'all know.
Well,
will
already
be
on
at the
our way.
11th Josie Awards.
Yes.
Well, when Chad say he was going to open this bourbon, this bottle of bourbon, if they won't, he manifests that because that had to happen.
Yeah,
So
I had to
that's
open
why
it.
we're here having this.
That's
So
right.
Hey,
this is amazing.
it can't happen if you don't talk about it. So you know what? Next year you're gonna be looking at the two-time Josie winners and the new brand new Josie winners. We're gonna make that happen. We're manifesting it. You are hearing it first, right here, guys. So from Chet and John with them guys, these guys with Silver Dose. Y'all go make sure to check them all out. Another shout out to T3 Treasures and Gifts. Thank you so much for everything you do for our show. Our last shout out is to all of you guys for making this happen. This album of the year in rock is a huge honor for us. We don't even know how, we're almost speechless to the point. It's so unreal for us to even think we pulled that off. But we thank you guys for it. You know, you guys made that possible. You gave us the motivation to continue being who we are and to do what we like to do. We are forever grateful for that, guys. Until next time, we are Bourbon Budz. Cheers.
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 About the bourbon, because you know the fact is we do both. So Jordan, why don't you tell everybody how you know what?
He's like, you know what? I'm
What's the
taking a sip.
What's the question?
If we got to pour this 3 or 4 times, we're gonna run out. Burnt BMW motor oil.
Can I say fuck?
Yeah.
Strap the ever living fuck.
You can't find around. I mean,
You can't-
find around.
There's the blooper. We
We
won't find out till you fuck
till
around.
you fuck around.